In this video, I want to illustrate creating Zaps with Zapier. Zapier can work two ways with Cinch. You can use it as a trigger, and you can also use it as an action. So first on, as you watch here on the video, we're going to integrate Zapier with Cinch. So you're going to do a search for the Cinch account on Zap. Then you're going to get connected to your Cinch account. So you'll click to sign into Cinch. It'll pull up a login screen. On this login screen, you'll type in your password, and then you'll type in your username. These are the password and username for your Cinch account. And then you'll go ahead and create that, authorize that account. And then once that's authorized, it'll pull you back to your Zap screen. And then here you can choose your account, and then you can go through and choose the journey that you want to create a Zap with. So when choosing your journey, you'll be able to access any of the journeys that you've created. But to be able to fill the data, you'll need to publish a journey and actually have data coming in to that journey. So here we're going to create a test Zap. So we're creating the journey using the Zapier nodes. So we'll go ahead and we'll just use a segment trigger for this example. And we'll go ahead and use a segment, and then we'll pull over the to Zapier node. So now we're taking an action. So whoever comes into that segment something is going to happen to them. So that's where we're using Cinch as the first side of the Zap. It's a little reverse here because as a trigger, Cinch is going to be the second aspect of the Zap because something comes before to come into that trigger. When using it as an action, it is the first because that's going to take an action as the second step. So here we're not able to find the data because that segment doesn't have any customer data in it. For a Zap to work, it needs to have customer data flowing in already so that it can pull in some test sample data. So once you've created that, you'll be able to have that content coming in, and Zap will see that, and then it'll let you flow through to the next Zap. On this next segment of the video, I want to show you how to use a Zap as a trigger. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull over the Zapier from Zapier trigger. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a leads ad from Facebook journey. So we're going to pull in the leads ads from Facebook, and then we're going to push those into our journey, and we're going to have certain actions that we flow from those. This is a great resource to gather leads and then to start nurturing those leads from Facebook. So a customer comes in, fills out a leads ad, gives you their name, email address, phone number, birth date, whatever information, and then you'll be able to go ahead and execute on communicating with that customer. So we're going to name our segment here. We're going to add them to a segment. We'll call it Facebook leads. And so we're going to take them from the Zapier, and then we're going to push them over to that segment. As we go back to Zapier now, we're going to create a Zap, or make a Zap to be appropriate with Zapier's terminology. And then we're going to grab the Facebook leads ad. And so that'll be our first step here. So we go ahead and sign into our Facebook leads ad, to our Facebook account. So it'll go through that Facebook authorization process here. Go ahead and say okay, approve that. It'll then take me back to Zapier, and then I can choose what account I'm using that with, which page I'm associating it with. And then it'll let me choose the form. So I can choose any form, or if I want to choose specific forms. Then I can test that trigger, and then Zapier is going to do a fake entry there so they show that there's data. And then I go ahead and I search for my Cinch as the second step to this. And here on the second step, I can either send a customer to a journey, or I can send them just to the database, or I can send them to a specific segment. So in this instance, we're going to send them directly to our journey. So you're going to attach your Cinch account, choose which company you're working with, and then choose the associated journey that you want to flow that customer into. So here's our test Zap journey that we've built, and now I can go ahead and match that data. So we'll go ahead and go through this data matching process here. So here on the data matching, you can match whatever data that you have in the form over to the Cinch associated data fields. So here we can choose birthday, we can choose phone number, we can choose email address, first name, last name, and be able to establish those. And then once those are all matched, then we can go ahead and run a test and continue. And then that's going to get us over here to where now we're ready. We can go ahead and turn that Zap on. Unfortunately, Facebook is a premium app for Facebook lead ads. You can start the trial and see how well it works. If it works well for you, then you can go ahead and go premium with Zapier. We have no control over that because it is a Facebook app. But once that's created, now you can come back here to your journey, and you can customize your journey however you want. So all those leads ads now are going to come right into our journey, and I can designate wherever I want them to go. First off, we created a segment that we wanted to put them into, and maybe I'm running this to a specific audience. So now I can remove them from that Facebook audience, and I can also send them an email. Great way to use Zapier. Go have fun with it.